Some controversial Fantastic Four news, some controversial X-Men 97 news, and our Invincible Season 2 wrap-up. We're talking all that and more on this week's show. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to That Superhero Thing.
Let's do it.
Controversy! Threw him off. He wasn't expecting that at all.
Dum dum.
It's just going to be like pure drama this episode. I feel like we're going to be treading on eggshells the entire time.
Well, I haven't watched X-Men yet.
It's not about this episode.
Oh, okay, but I haven't watched it.
But it's a bit of controversial, potentially controversial news.
I'll be watching it tonight, I think.
It's all right.
How is it?
Yeah, I mean, everyone online thinks it's like the best thing ever.
Oh. But as soon as people hype that up, you tend to go the other way.
I watched it
because you expect too much of it, I think.
I watched it before I read all the reviews.
Oh,
for
did you?
it.
Oh, okay.
And I watched it and thought, yeah, it's fine. But that's it.
And then
everyone's like, oh, it's the best thing ever.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
compared to anything else out there at the moment, yeah, it is the best thing ever because it's the highest rated TV series of the year so far, which is very sad. It's good, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the best. I don't think it's the best episode. I think it's the weakest episode so far. To be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, we're not talking X-Men this week. We'll do a season wrap-up in however many weeks.
Whenever it is.
There's lots left. Something else, because I need to talk about it, and you don't like it anyway. It's WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It's WrestleMania weekend. I know we've got listeners who are wrestling WWE fans.
Okay.
So it's WrestleMania weekend.
Very
I'm
nice.
cheating on Anthony with another podcast. I've kind of joined another podcast
I know.
on the side.
I sit here crying to myself.
when I'm telling him
the
that
microphone,
I'm
but
on
no
your
equipment.
But yeah, so it's Creative Control, the Squared Circle. It's getting a name change in the next couple of weeks because the Squared Circle was taken multiple times apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, we did
Marmalade Twerkers.
We did. That's it. I'm gonna tell him. Marmalade Twerkers. That's a good shout.
That's
Anthony.
me that one.
That is a good shout. Yeah, so we did WrestleMania predictions this week, and we'll be doing WrestleMania coverage / wrap up next week. But yeah, WrestleMania weekend. Check it out. I'll put a link in our description.
You know they just choose because it's scripted, don't you?
Yeah, I know it's scripted.
They know the winner well beforehand.
So they know who's going to win at the end of Avengers well beforehand. What's the difference?
I mean, fair.
Well, exactly. There you go. It's exactly the same. It's like you're into theatre. It's just like theatre. It's just like a movie, but theatre. Cinema at the moment. It's fucking brilliant. I love it at the moment. Anyway, we'll move on. Don't start me on how good wrestling is at the moment. I got sucked into it. Bloody kids. I'm addicted. They don't even watch it anymore. Anyway, on this week's show, we're talking all the week's biggest comic book movie news. We're breaking down the full Invincible Season 2. Mostly just the finale, but we'll cover the whole season. And then finally, we're going to listen to all your thoughts and theories in this week's Podfans Assemble. This is all you saw you spoil. Also, this is also I've gone Australian.
Oh no!
So much editing. Maybe if we left it in, just thought, screw it. This is also your spoiler warning. There will be spoilers and speculation throughout the episode. Shut up. It's all gone to shit. We're not going to edit this. Yeah, there's spoilers. There's timestamps, maybe, if I can be bothered. They might not be right either. I might have just guessed. Anyway, should we do news?
Yeah.
Joker 2 trailer is almost here. According to Scooper, Daniel Reitman, the first trailer for Todd Phillips' sequel is due next week.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday the 9th.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I still haven't seen the first one.
Haven't you?
No.
I could.
Is it as good as everybody says it is?
Right, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it could have been anyone, and they just put the Joker on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not always a bad.
No, it's not. It's not a terrible thing.
Sorry, it's just
but
me
at the same time,
the whole episode.
But at the same time, when a film is called The Joker, you're kind of expecting the Joker. Do you know what I mean?
It to be heavily centered around that specific character rather than just a nutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't what I expected. So when I watched it for the first time, I kind of went, "Oh," and I didn't not enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I also didn't rave about it.
Okay.
However, now that I know what I'm going into,
you're looking forward to number 2,
and knowing that Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn,
like
I'm quite excited to see what they're doing with it.
I'm quite excited, but I'm not mega excited. I know I've not seen the first one, but I feel like there's such a high bar on the first one.
Yeah.
that
You should watch the first one. It is, I mean,
I will.
because Robert De Niro's in it as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he was
Spoilers.
brilliant in
He
it.
dies at the end.
Why would you tell
Well,
everybody?
as if anybody else hasn't seen it other than me. I've not seen it, and I know what happens at the end.
I know, I'm only kidding.
It's on every other TikTok video.
I don't quite know how to explain it, but it's like there's no other relation to it being of the DC world other than
Oh no, yeah. So,
the
like,
title
Elseworlds.
being the Joker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there might be some legal reasons to it, depending on who's done it and who it's with and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it just take the name away,
it wouldn't be yeah.
and you've still got a perfectly formed film there that was very, very good. It feels like the Joker was thrown on there to kind of influence more people to watch
to
it.
sell tickets.
yeah,
rather than
whereas-
just this film about a nutter who can't stop laughing and
But
wants to murder people.
it'd be an amazingly solid film without that. I
Mhm.
feel like that tag on has just been a bit of a
Cheapened it.
yeah.
Okay, sound.
But now that we're getting Harley Quinn, we're getting a second character from that.
Fair play.
So I don't know. I'm excited to see kind of where it's going.
I'm all right. I can watch it. I'm in a very meh phase at the moment. I'm not. There's nothing out there that's like making me go, wow, fantastic.
He's not feeling any enticed.
No, not really.
Oh, watch Ghostbusters, by the way.
Did you?
I did.
I still haven't seen it. Don't spoil it. Is it good?
I really enjoyed it.
Okay, sound. Maybe that'll bring. But
I
even then, I'm like
loved-
that with that as well.
I loved getting Annie Potts back.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, I mean, you see it in the trailer, so it's not spoiling anything, but I love that she gets the kit on and
Yeah,
she joins.
suits up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice, I think it was a good balance.
Mm-hmm.
So there was still some nostalgia in there, but it was moving the story forward.
I've heard people saying there were too many stories going on at the same time.
There was a lot of them.
Were there?
Yeah.
Okay.
James A. Caster's in it.
I don't know how I feel about that. I
So
love James
I
A. Caster.
didn't know he was going to be in it.
I forgot until I saw a clip.
And I went, what?
Did
when I
it
saw
take you out of it a little bit because James A. Caster was in it?
It didn't, because he wasn't James A. Caster.
Oh, okay. So he's not just acting like James A. Caster.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
He's nerdy still,
Yeah.
but it's because he's a scientist in it.
Yeah.
So
But he's not highly autistic scientist.
No, not really.
Okay, sound.
I was quite shocked at how decent he was,
Sound
because
okay.
I've never seen him be anything other than him.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
love James A. Caster. He's brilliant. He's so funny.
it's a really good film, to be fair, and
Cool.
fairly scary.
Is it really?
When you think it's like a film for the whole family?
Yeah.
Like, if I was Jim's age, I'd be cacking my pants. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. I'll rethink taking him. I don't know when I'm going to watch it because it's WrestleMania weekend and I'm not going to be able to do anything else other than watch wrestling.
It's just the
No,
it's
do
the
I want to do
baddie.
anything else?
He's scary.
Is he?
I think he's quite scary.
I'll watch it.
If I was a kid, that'd give me nightmares.
I'll watch it. I'll wait until I can watch it legally
Okay.
online. Maybe. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, Joker 2. Yeah, kind of excited. I think the trailer will tell me whether I'm going to
Yeah.
love this or not. If it comes across in this trailer as far too artsy and a bit up its own arse, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of potential for that to happen.
Yeah.
The trailer's going to sell it or kill it. Let's talk about controversial X-Men 97 news.
Oh, go on.
So it's had really overwhelmingly positive reviews so far, apart from
Yeah.
last episode. But again, everybody else loved it. Highest rated TV series of the year so far on Rotten Tomatoes. Partly down, would you say, to nostalgia?
Probably.
A lot. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Nostalgia.
No.
But now it's been confirmed by Scooper, Can We Get Toast? Not yet by Marmalade Twerker, that Marvel Animation are looking to put their own stamp on the show, and that by the end of the series, all the X-Men will have new costumes.
Oh.
So we're changing up our 1993, 1996 costumes. Does it matter?
No.
People are saying people are going to get wound up by it because they're going to go at the changing the nostalgia.
Well, they're not changing nostalgia. They're just updated.
They're just updating it a little bit.
Yeah. Which,
As long as they're not all black leather, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Why would it all be black leather?
Because that's what they did in the 2000s movie. Everyone had a black leather suit. And X-Men Evolution, they were all like black leathery type suits.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Which was like the next one after that.
I've got to admit, apart from Wolverine
Yeah.
and Storm, I don't really think of their costumes that much.
No.
I mean, Jubilee just wears a puffer jacket,
Yeah.
which is very 90s, and it's 2024 now. So
But it's set in the 90s, isn't it?
no, I know, but so it doesn't matter.
Wonder if we'll get a time jump.
possibly.
Maybe. Do you care?
No.
There you go. It's
a cartoon.
Shouldn't have bloody included it.
Rub it out and change it if it's an issue.
Stupid question. Do you think it's going to change? Do you think it's going to upset people?
Oh, listen, right. I'm going to go on a tangent now.
Go on, Andy. Sick 'em.
People are idiots. No, I'm joking. No, but
you're not wrong.
If there's something to complain about, there's going to be somebody who complains, isn't there?
Do you not think this? And it's really
Look
got
at our
to me.
TikTok video.
It's really... No, I know. And I know that's what we're here for to do.
No,
but...
I mean the sensitive content thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So basically, within 5 minutes of us posting a video,
if not less,
and it was a clip about the from last week, the teaser bit when we were saying we don't want Marvel to drop teasers and then do nothing with it. Within 5 minutes, it had the little kind of eye on there saying that it's sensitive content and are you sure you want to watch it?
Someone had flagged it for violent imagery.
So it's violent and graphic imagery.
And graphic imagery.
And it was a scene from Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So it was just very, very dramatic.
We appealed it. Got it.
So this is the thing. There's always going to be a Karen.
Yeah.
Isn't there? In some form, there's always going to be somebody who is not impressed with something, wants to make a fuss because they've got literally nothing better to do with their lives.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
and I think there's a glare in the obvious.
Honestly, if you are 18 and above, and you are that angered by a cartoon show that you feel the need to write in or comment or spend some time typing on a keyboard like a little warrior that you are to moan about it, you've got to think about your own life there.
Yeah, but
you?
Please still send in your Podfam Disciple messages.
No, but that's different. What I'm saying is, just
want them.
Off your own back, just coming on, going, well, I'm now boycotting X-Men because she's wearing purple now.
But
like,
can I just say,
it's dead daft stuff. Like, why'd you care?
In both from both angles as well.
Come on.
Because we're going to talk. Clearly, there's a big potentially controversial bit of news this week about Fantastic Forecasting, which we'll get to because we cannot escape Fantastic Forecasting.
No.
But and we'll get to it in a minute. But I suppose before we get to it,
you're being devil's advocate. Is this what's happening?
No, I'm not being devil's advocate. There's complete morons on both sides.
Yeah.
There's people getting far too hateful over it.
Yeah.
And then there's people being far too defensive over it as well at the same time.
It's cartoon, guys.
Do you know? No, I don't mean the cartoon. I mean the Fantastic Forecast with
sorry.
Julia Garner. But we'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
Because I've got stuff to say about it. It's really, really started to wind me up this week.
Okay.
Genuinely. But we'll get there. Before we do that, let's go to. We'll get there in a second.
Was it too much what I just said about the cartoon thing with X-Men?
No,
I just think.
I agree.
I just think, why are you spending so much time?
It's superhero movies, guys. It's supposed to be fun. And I know we talk about it for an hour every week.
I know. It's there for entertainment at the end of the day. And if there's something you don't like about it, switch it off.
Yeah.
Like,
cancel Disney Plus.
Don't jump on every platform and start bitching about it, because what's the point?
Yeah.
What is the point? All you're doing is wasting your own life, throwing your opinions out there.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
No, exactly. Like, nobody does care.
Like, genuinely.
And just because if you're
striking up a conversation and you can have opinions, you can not like something. Something can be, distasteful to you or something like that. But it's when they get generalistic with comments and stuff like that, and then they start attacking the person that's defending it, and it ends up turning into kind of quite horrific things that people say to one another.
Yeah, I agree.
And I just think that's all stemmed from a cartoon.
No,
like chili beans.
I know. Grow up.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm in one of them moods.
No.
You've all caught me in one of them moods. Grow up.
No, but it is just that. Like, just stop watching it and crack on with your life. Go outside. I know. It's nice out there.
But then also
to the UK, people, so it's not.
To the people defending it. Yeah, great if you like it, defend it. Like, but it's still a it's still a cartoon.
Why do you care?
Exactly.
What some guy in his bedroom 600 miles away thinks about the program?
Because you're just doing the same thing yourself.
I know.
From a liking perspective.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go great. Okay, sound. People don't like wrestling.
Do you know what?
Wrong.
I read those comments. I never respond to any of them, but I read them and I sit there and I chuckle to myself.
I've nearly responded to a couple of people this week. Yeah, because people have wound me up.
Oh. Well, no, I just sit there and laugh, and I just think, I'm not wasting my time.
No, I know. That's what I did in the end. But it was just this week got me a bit. God, it's doing me in. We'll do one more bit of news. So, Matrix 5 Warner Brothers have confirmed that Drew Goddard, who wrote and directed Cabin in the Woods and The Martian, is going to write and direct a new Matrix movie.
Why?
There you go. I don't need to say anything else.
Did 4 do that well?
No, it did crap. Apparently, he's got a really good idea for it. We don't know whether it's a
That's
reboot.
what they said about 4.
We don't know whether it's a reboot or a sequel or like a half and half type thing.
Yeah.
But we don't need one.
No.
Unless it's a full-on reboot.
Take the blue pill and go home.
Yeah, I don't think that a full reboot is a bad move. I think it's a bit too soon.
I think I've seen all of them.
Yeah, I've seen all of them, and apart from the first one, they were crap.
I cannot tell you what happened in any of them.
You can tell you what. You surely remember the first one.
So Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's in it.
There's a blue pill and a red pill.
And he answers a phone. And then becomes Superman.
And there's glitches
That's
in the
much
Matrix.
You didn't need to, yeah.
And
Reboot's
there's
great.
the same man, but millions of them chasing him in a suit.
Yeah. Agent Smith. If you hadn't
That's all I know.
If you hadn't made that crap
Oh, and Lawrence
one,
Fishburne's in it, isn't he?
he is, yeah.
Yeah.
If you hadn't made that crap one a few years ago, I'd be like, great, now is the time to reboot it, start again. But you made a crap one a couple of years ago. You need to give it another. But I suppose it's very early days. Could be years away. Yeah,
No.
Why? Okay, should we just bump on straight onto the controversial news? Because, who cares? Who cares? Why do we need it? Do we need it? No. But again, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Could get Hope back in.
Yeah.
It's a whole fresh start. Fantastic forecasting news. We'll wrap up the news with this. Julia Garner, Ozark, Inventing Anna. Fantastic actress. She's really good.
She's very, very good.
Emmy-winning actress. She has been cast as a female version of Silver Surfer, Shala Bal, character from the comics, who was Silver Surfer, I believe, for a very, very small time, but she was Silver Surfer in the comics. We've got to get that in. Yeah, that's the news, basically.
Okay.
What this has caused so much of a kickoff. Online, on Twitter, not even online, on Twitter. X.
Okay.
Go on, what are your thoughts? Just be dead honest, I'll be dead honest, you be dead honest.
My honest, I don't care. Is it about, right, I'm assuming it's about the fact that it's a female Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually messaged you when we talked about this.
Yeah.
And I thought Silver Surfer was genderless.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think that Silver Surfer had a specific gender, or that was the way it came across to me in Fantastic Four 2.
Yeah. Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Rise of the Silver Surfer. That was just how it came across. It was a more masculine voice, but I didn't think of... I mean, he looked like Ken doll anyway, didn't he? So
yeah, he does, yeah.
To me, it was just a genderless form. It was an alien of some kind.
Okay.
So, to me, whether it's male or female, didn't really fuss me whatsoever.
No, okay, fair play.
That's it. I can't...
No,
it's
fair
not
play.
taking any more time on me. Like, I don't understand why it's
right.
an issue.
I don't hate it. Don't really love it at the same time. I'd
Yeah.
rather just have Norrin Rad Silver Surfer, because to me, Norrin Rad is Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'd rather have that version of Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
It feels like we said last week. It feels like a very, very diversity based decision made by Disney, but it is what it is.
But again,
She's a great actress.
If in the comics there's been Shalabal being Silver Surfer, even if
I
it is
believe
only
for
brief,
a very small time, but I don't think. But I can't see why, unless it was just a let's try and do this to be a bit more diverse. There might be a lot more story to it at the moment, and
if I'm honest, I
go with that.
I don't think it's about them trying to be diverse. I've got a feeling it's about them trying to be different from Rise of the Silver Surfer.
That was years ago.
I know, but
You're going with it. You're finally rebooting Fantastic Four. We're going to do it right this time. We're getting Silver Surfer. Comic book fans are excited for Silver Surfer. Just give us Silver Surfer. We don't need you to tweak it. But I don't necessarily think it's going to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I'd rather it was just a normal Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Fair enough.
Okay, fair play. Right. Just because I don't want it to be Julia Garner does not make me a bigoted, misogynist moron. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of bigoted, misogynist morons out there who are jumping on this, MCU and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're completely wrong. I think there's there's a lot of
There's
that
an
in
element of it. Yeah.
I think if you don't agree and you can't acknowledge that there is an element in there, you're off your head, because clearly there is. Otherwise, why would you change it? There might be a really legitimate story reason for it.
Yeah.
Fair play. let's wait and see. As I said, I don't hate it, but in my opinion, and it's my podcast, I can say what I want. You can leave if you don't like it. In my opinion, all you people online who are slamming and ripping to pieces anybody who doesn't sit there and go, "Oh, this is the best thing ever because it's a woman," and if you don't like it, you're a bigot misogynist and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you're just as bad.
Yeah,
you're allowed to not like something, and you're allowed to like something.
Yeah,
and you shouldn't be slating people for not liking this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just your opinion. If it's coming from a place of hate, fair play. But I think a lot of the people who are slamming the people who don't like this are also coming from a place of hate, and it's like just something to argue about and something to kick off over. It's a comic book movie. Either way, whether you like it or you don't like it, it's just a stupid cartoons. Do you know what I mean? And I know we do a podcast over it, but just like
no, I know. But
leave it.
The podcast that we do, like, this is the thing. There's a difference between rallying up a form of a community to kind of have these conversations, and you can have a conversation, you can differ in opinion, and you can be diplomatic. It doesn't have to be about slinging insults, which is what it constantly turns into online, and that's the thing. For me, if you really don't like it that much that it's making you angry, pay some money and go and see a therapist. Because there's obviously some deep issues that you've got there that's not been addressed at some point. Because if it's making you that angry,
I know what you mean.
then your mind is not clear. There is something going on more than you're letting on. So, here's my advice for the afternoon.
Fair play.
I feel like...
Yeah, but I got angry about it.
The Last Corner with Jerry Springer or something.
Because I feel like... I felt a little bit like... And I'm not going to name anybody, but there's people who I follow on Twitter. There's people who I interact with on Twitter. There's people I've got a lot of respect for on Twitter, who I'm reading tweets saying to all the bigot crybabies who don't like this and who aren't excited for this and stuff like. And it's just like you're just as bad. They're not just because you don't like it doesn't mean just because you'd rather have what you would rather have purely because you like it.
As much as there's being kind of like a sore loser with something when you don't get your way, there's also the possibility of being a sore winner.
Exactly.
And because something happens in your favour,
I know
it doesn't mean you get to.
It's become very toxic. The MCU
it's
fan base,
massively toxic.
It's gone nuts.
But then, so did Star Wars.
I know.
Star Wars became massively toxic.
I feel like we've got to that point now where the MCU fandom. Not everybody.
No, not everybody at all.
But a lot of the MCU fandom, it's very toxic. It's like,
becoming more apparent, and it's getting more vocal. And
I feel like a lot of it is let me look big on social media as well. I'm going to get here on Twitter, and I know we're doing a podcast. We're doing a podcast, but I'm sitting here going, none of it matters.
Some people literally just slate things to get heard. Some people are like a keyboard warrior version of Katie Hopkins.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's saying something for the shock value and not because they truly necessarily believe it.
Exactly.
But it just...
If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If someone's coming from a place of hate, fair play. I'll be honest, let them get on with their lives, sort of thing, to be honest. But I completely get why you wouldn't be happy with that. But if somebody just doesn't like it because they'd just rather have something else, just because they'd rather have that other thing, don't slate them for it.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you don't like this, if you don't like it, I'm indifferent really at the moment. I'd rather have Norrin Rad, but I'm not going to sit here and go ballistic over it.
I'm completely indifferent. I'm not bothered. The thing for me is, so
as long as the story's good.
I mean, you obviously said that you grew up with Silver Surfer and all that kind of stuff being
Norrin Rad.
Yeah. I never watched Fantastic Four until the movie.
No, okay, I get that.
So Fantastic Four wasn't one of the Marvel a group of the Marvel characters that I really paid a lot of attention to. I saw them on the telly. I remember seeing the cartoon and stuff like that. But for me, it wasn't a big deal. So now it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why.
And it won't be to everybody else.
I've got no opinion on it, really.
It's not that big a deal to me.
For me, it's just a case of...
It's literally, I'd equate it to, I go to the supermarket and I've got the option of either buying cornflakes or Rice Krispies, and I'd rather have cornflakes. doesn't mean I fucking hate Rice Krispies. I don't want to burn down the factory. Do you know what I mean? I'd just rather have one. I'd just rather have cornflakes.
Those bastards snap, crackle and pop.
Exactly. Doesn't mean I hate Rice Krispies. I just want to buy the cornflakes.
Oh,
I'm not expecting all the Rice Krispie fans to come after me and start calling me a racist because I don't like Rice Krispies. I just want cornflakes. That's literally what I'd equate it to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. But at the same time, if it is Rice Krispies, it's like, okay, yeah, they're all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's the same thing here. I've got a preference. This isn't my preference, but I'm not going to go ballistic over it. But I don't feel like anybody. And again, you know, we've covered it. But yeah, it's a cartoon. It is a cartoon.
The final
it might be live action, but it's a cartoon. It's not a big deal.
If you're getting that riled up, go therapy. Go outside. Have a little play in the grass.
Yeah.
Just do something else to soothe you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Pause the podcast. Go for a walk.
Take a breather.
Listen to some relaxing music, and you'll be fine. I feel like we shouldn't be putting this episode out. I feel like we're going to get cancelled. I know.
Do you know what?
It's a ranty episode.
No, but I think the people that listen to this generally are going to be people who go, "You're right."
I think I think 99.99% of our listeners are going to be sat there going, "Yeah, bloody hell, preach."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's where I'm up to. Yeah.
So just go and enjoy your life.
And if you don't agree with us, fair play.
You don't have to stop. Absolutely
you
fine.
don't have to stop listening.
But just
your opinion.
Yeah.
You like something else. You probably like Frosties or something
instead
of cornflakes.
This is the thing that changes everything. It's okay.
I know. Exactly.
It's okay to like other things. Exactly. It's okay not to like something. Just like don't get nasty and don't get personal and stuff when it's going on to it. You can state a fact and go, I'm not happy with this, but then don't call someone's mum an idiot or tell them that your dad works for Avon or something. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just stupid.
No one who isn't from the northwest of England will know what
I've seen that on toilets before. You know, on a toilet wall, your dad sells Avon. It cracked me up. Anyway.
Amazing. I think that's us for news. I think we need to move quickly on from news. I don't think we've got time to talk Invincible. Yeah. I feel like this is just
before we do, can I also say I did go to the cinema and watch Godzilla v Kong as well.
Did you?
Not v Kong.
I need to start going to cinema
Kong
more.
In it.
I need to start going to cinema
actually really enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah. I feel like because they opened the Hollow Earth thing in the last movie, it's.
I haven't seen the last one.
Haven't you?
No, I think
Godzilla v Kong.
I think I've seen the Godzilla with Bryan Cranston in it, where he dies like 5 minutes in. Spoilers. Yeah. And then, which was a con.
The one
sold on Bryan Cranston movie, or the whole trailer was Bryan Cranston. He dies in the first 2 minutes. It's like when Optimus Prime died, not Transformers.
And then Millie Bobby Brown. Did you see that one?
I watched the first 10 minutes of that one.
Okay.
And I didn't turn it off because I was bored or I hated it.
Yeah,
I just couldn't remember for some reason I had to turn it off. It must have been like late at night or something, and I was like, I can't stay awake for this. And I haven't watched any more. They look like they've got worse, but in a fantastic way. Talking like Fast and the Furious sort of way. Like crap, but brilliant.
So they've gone more down the route of the original Japanese kind of style-y with it. And I love it. I'm there for it. I think it's brilliant. So like the angles that they're filming it from and stuff like that is similar to how they would have done when it was literally a miniature city and someone in a costume. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I like that. I like that they've done that, but used the CGI then instead and stuff. So Godzilla v Kong was good with Meta, or something, whatever it was, Meta Godzilla or whatever.
Michaela Strachan.
No, it was basically a mechanical Godzilla that they both team up and fight together.
Is that in the last one? That's
in Godzilla v Kong. It's good, to be fair.
Who builds a Mechagodzilla?
But then they find portals to Hollow Earth,
which
is basically a whole Earth underneath the Earth. And it's just opened everything up a lot more now.
Okay.
So it's...
Are they trying to build an Avengers franchise out of Godzilla Kong?
Well...
Yeah.
I mean, Mothra was in it as well.
Okay.
I really liked it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. So I think it's worth a watch.
Okay.
It is more fantastical. It is more fantastical. But I really enjoyed it.
I don't have time.
It was just a fun, massive action movie.
Yeah, that was
with lots going on.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
We won't do a whole episode on it because I've not seen it or Ghostbusters. This is the problem when you do the podcast. I don't have the time to do anything other than podcast. I need to watch some more movies. Well, we're having weeks off, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, because there's nothing to cover next week. something out next week. So maybe I'll get the pictures a couple of times next week instead of the show.
Fair.
Should we cover Invincible?
Yes.
Sound. So we're not going to do a full breakdown of every single episode because there's
we'll be here forever.
8 episodes.
And a lot happens in all of them.
Yeah.
It was a busy series, to be fair.
It was a very busy series.
But it not in a negative way.
No.
It just kept moving. There was just stuff always going on, and I actually loved it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would say up till we're not doing a full, so we're not going to go like this until probably 20 minutes into the finale. I thought it was bordering on perfect. I thought it was a really, really solid season. I think it helped that I was watching it in one go. Yeah, because I didn't start watching it when it came out. I literally just watched it all in the last week.
But I've enjoyed it being cliffhangery at the end of episodes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I've quite enjoyed that, and that's helped build it up for the next episode the following week.
I feel like it benefited me just blitzing through the whole thing. But it was
in the last half hour.
No, because it just felt like, and I feel like this might have happened in the last series, but it all happened in the first. Let's say it was an hour episode. Everything happened. The finale was the first half hour of the finale, and then the second half hour of the finale was like some random story about 2 women in Egypt. Don't know what that was about. And then kind of like setting up the next series, but it just didn't. And I'm not saying it's the wrong way of doing it.
Did you just not feel like it gelled?
I don't even not feel it. I just don't feel. I don't even not feel like it gelled. I feel like my idea for, and again, it's not necessarily a wrong way of doing it. It's just different. You build up to something for a series finale, and I'm trying to think like literally any season finale, and it builds up to at the end of that season finale. The big fight is at the end of that season finale, and then you maybe get a cliffhanger or something leading into the next episode. Yeah. Whereas with this, it felt like the big fight was over in the first 15 minutes, and then the rest of it, I was like, "Oh well, something big is coming. Something big is coming." We thought that was the threat. We've got Viltrumites and everything like that. Something big is going to happen, and it didn't. I just had 40 minutes of exposition for series 3. Yeah, and I just felt like. That was its weakness, and it was a shame because up until that point, every episode, in my opinion, was amazing. Yeah. Even the Alan episode, which took us out the story. I love Alan, it took us out the story. And for the first 2 minutes of that episode, I was like, I love Alan, but I don't want an Alan episode. I want to keep up with the story. And within 2 more minutes, I was like, I love this Alan episode. I need more Alan episodes. This is amazing. It was a great season. It was, and it's like they stopped. Yeah, they rushed through it. Yeah. Didn't it make sense?
No,
I
get what you mean. Because I was kind of. I actually thought there was going to be more on him being stuck. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a little bit longer than it was. Yeah. So when all of that was over quite quickly, I was like, oh well, where's it going now?
Did you expect something bigger to come?
I didn't expect something bigger to come. I expected whatever plan Alan and Thingy's dad has got
actually
to begin.
Oh yeah, like a prison break.
Yeah. So I thought that's how it was going to end. Like they were literally by the door, the alarms go off, and then that's it. That's the end of the series, and you don't know what's going to happen next. Yeah. So that's where I thought it was going to go, and it didn't. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I wasn't mad about it.
But I feel like a lackluster ending.
Yeah, it just feels like seeing this. Most of the episodes that you had a cliffhanger at the end of each episode.
And was dead intense for most of the episodes.
We just didn't have a cliffhanger for the end of the series.
I don't think you necessarily needed a cliffhanger.
I don't think you need a cliffhanger, but when that's been kind of the suit that you've been following for the entire series, to not get it at the end, you just go, huh.
And I feel like every episode got bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And then this ending was like, oh.
Yeah. Bit of an anticlimax.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a bad season.
No.
It kind of fizzled. Yeah. At the end.
No, I feel like we got some shock revelations in that episode though.
Like what? What about? Come on.
Well, so
I can't remember it.
So okay.
I watched it last night.
So obviously, in like the first episode, Duplicate dies. She got killed.
Not in the first episode.
Second episode.
No, really?
Yeah.
No, it was much further into it.
No.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you thinking because you watched part 1 months ago and then you've watched part 2?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it was like halfway through the season.
Was it?
Duplicate
Okay,
died,
so Duplicate died.
Yeah.
But then in the
Spoilers.
last 20 minutes, we found out she's actually alive.
Yeah, but I feel like that we're gonna jump around. That whole fight with Rex and Shrinking Ray and Duplicate versus the Lizard League was great.
It was amazing.
It was fantastic. I feel
when
like
you saw it trying to grow inside him.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's a bit,
and then it didn't work.
It's getting a bit gratuitous with the violence and the blood. And you know I don't like stuff like that. Not that I don't like blood or anything like that. I'm fine with it. I don't like it when it's
not necessary.
Yeah. I just don't like it when it just fit like that last episode when he was just beating what's his face to a pulp and he was covered in blood. I was just like, why? It takes away from it, in my opinion. It's like, let's create more shock by throwing more blood in there, but it just takes away from the actual storytelling. It's very strong storytelling, and it's just shock. It's a bit too shocky. But the fight with Lizard League, I was okay with it because it was shock, but in a decent way.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of for what we got from it sold it, and it was to show how big it was and how important it was. Like Kate's getting ripped apart.
Yeah.
And then Shrinking Ray getting crushed. And then even Rex getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, that if it wasn't for the fact that I'd already seen him on one of the thumbnails for episode 7, I'd have been like, they've killed Rex.
Yeah.
And I was but then a little bit of me thought, is it a flashback in episode 7 and they're trying to throw us to a degree? But yeah, whatever. But I thought that was all so powerful, killing them off. And then when Rex came back, because he wasn't dead, he got up straight away.
Yeah.
I was like, get in, Rex, brilliant. I love that character. I love him. And then when it turned out Shrinking Ray wasn't dead, I was like, oh, okay. So she didn't die either. And then we got to the end and it was like Kate didn't die. At first I was like, oh, brilliant, she's not dead. And then I thought that whole scene was just great, but nobody died.
No, right. And normally I'd be like, where's the consequences?
It's a bit of a cop out.
We're losing. But what I like about it is because it's changed the characters because of it. So Rex thinks Duplicate died.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not aware yet. But since that happened, he's been on this massive journey over the fact that I don't even know how to explain it, but he's going on a personal growth from that moment because
he's realised seeing Kate die has made him realise his own mortality, even though he's a superhero.
Yes.
And even though he survived that, which would make him think, hang on, I'm super, I'm invincible, basically.
Yeah.
Seeing Kate die has made him go, this can happen, basically.
So I feel like it's not necessarily the death that's the important part, it's the
shock to
it's
the system.
The response of the people around, and I think that's where the character development has come from, and that's why it needed something like that to be able to move them along, if that makes sense.
Still feels like a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
It was a great scene, though.
It was a fantastic scene.
It was really, really good.
But I also like the fact that Duplicate, her reasoning was saying, I was so fed up with dying. I couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
So I left a Duplicate.
Yeah.
And I've just packed my bags and fucked off, basically.
How long's she been gone, though?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing, innit?
But if she's been gone I got the impression that she's
she's
been gone for a while. So is she not the one that was cheating on
Rex at the very beginning?
No,
Remember?
but then why would she be... Does she have the memories from the duplicates?
Don't know.
That was my first
But
thought.
It'll be really intriguing to find out.
Yeah.
But it's just stuff like that. I love our pumped up Alan.
Yes, he's amazing. Alan is an absolute beast.
When he got punched in the face, he was like, that didn't hurt.
Amazing.
What?
I know. I was so, again, when he died, but he didn't die. But again, it was it's a little bit of a cop-out. I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. But that, again, it felt like a really strong, powerful message. Because it's like, look how tough these Viltrumites are.
Yeah.
They've killed Alan. You think he's like he's like invincible, but he's not.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's probably, I hadn't even really thought of it, but that's probably a little bit of a negative in that I don't like it when they're killing people off and then they're not killing, and then they're not. I'm all right with it with Alan because that's where the story's going.
Yeah.
But it needs to carry a bit more weight.
Yeah.
We need to actually. Has anybody actually died? apart from the Guardians of the Globe at the start of Series 1.
I think so.
Have they? They must have. Can't think of who died in this season who didn't come back, apart from Viltrumites, like main character wise.
I don't know.
Not that you have to have deaths.
No.
But
Oh, I tell you what though, and I really enjoyed this scene. So I need to talk about the fight scene with Brainhead. What's his name?
Brainhead. Oh, Angstrom.
Yeah.
Levy.
Yeah.
What, the one at the end?
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
Which bit? All of it.
Oh, yeah. Mainly him with mum and brother. I'm really shit with the names. I can't remember anybody's name. And I'm so
Debbie
sorry.
and Oliver.
Yeah. And that I found that hard to watch. When he snapped her arm.
Oh, yeah.
And when he held Oliver by his leg.
Yeah.
And was like ready to just fling it. Honestly, like it made me. I know it's a cartoon.
I know.
It made me feel sick.
I know.
I really
Was the bit when the alternate version of Mark killed the alternate version of Angstrom's son?
Oh yeah,
That was horrible.
yeah.
But again, it felt like
And you didn't actually see it.
No, I know you
And
didn't,
that's
but
the
you know
thing.
what happened.
But no, I know. But I found that more powerful.
Not seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I think if they'd shown it, I'd
Yeah.
have probably turned it off at that point.
It's
'cause
like-
it's crossing that line.
It's like I watched. I'm going off track a little bit, but I watched 911 today. New series out, new episode.
Okay, I don't know. What it is.
It wasn't 911. It was Station 19. Sorry.
Okay.
Fire brigade.
Okay. Yeah.
They had a call that they had to go out on, and it had been a car crash, and it was a bad one. People flung 120 feet from the car, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People crushed by cars, all that. And everything that you heard was from the captain over the radio, where people are calling in saying what the situations people are in and stuff like that. And then it cut straight to them returning back to the thing, and the firemen just sitting on the floor, just being kind of like, oh my, now that the adrenaline's gone and stuff, they've just gone, what have I just witnessed?
Oh yeah.
And that, for me, was more powerful than if we'd have gone and watched that scene unfold. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, to me, sometimes the getting part of it, but not centralised on the actual event,
Yeah.
I think can be more powerful than seeing it itself.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what I really liked about it.
Yeah, it was good. It was.
was.
I don't know. It was a good fight. They just needed to
Yeah, no, I
kick
get
it back half an hour.
Well, as I say, that's why I thought Alan and Mark's dad were gonna.
Yeah, there was going to be more to
There was
that.
going to be like the breakout was going to begin or something, and there
Yeah.
was going to be a little bit of a tuffle
Leading
in
into
some
that.
way. Yeah. But other than that, like, Mark's whole journey with his girlfriend,
Yes.
and I love that he went to his mum for advice.
Yeah.
In the fact of him saying, "How did you do it with Dad? Like how did you feel when he had to take off every 5 minutes and all that kind of stuff?" And I quite like that. And then the older Eve
Yeah, in the finale.
saying about go and tell her you love her.
Yeah, he was never going to.
No.
But I'm kind of. This is. I mean, I don't know what I've not read the comics, but I believe that this is following the comics.
Is it?
Very, very closely? Yeah. So.
Okay.
People, if you're listening and you've read the comics, I assume you'll know whether they're going to end up together.
Yeah,
I would guess
idea.
they're going to.
I would assume so.
Surely. I thought they'd already been together in
I
series
thought
1.
they had. I thought there was a little bit of a thing with them.
But apparently not.
No. Maybe it was just kind of a starting off. Oh, will they, won't they?
Yeah, I think
Type of thing, because
because
it felt very much that way, didn't it?
Eve's story was great as well. I haven't watched the Atom Eve episode,
No, I haven't.
but I believe that's all it's like her origin story.
Oh, okay.
I liked the whole thing with the parents. I thought that was
Yeah.
it was getting another side, because we've got Mark all the way through, he's the one who we've seen like the most of, clearly, because it's his show.
Yeah.
And we've got the superhero dad who everybody loved, doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
But him trying to live up to the people who want him to be super and want him to be more powerful. His mum's super understanding, even though she's not got superpowers, to the point where she's taken on and now loves this little kid Oliver, who's not hers.
Yeah.
Which I love that whole dynamic.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, because when he first showed up, it was like, I don't want it, and now it's just like, he's my baby, basically.
Yeah.
And it's great because you've got that, how Mark's coping and how Mark's getting sort of nurtured by his parents into being a superhero and being better. And then you've got Eve on the opposite side, whose parents detest the fact that she is a superhero
Yeah.
and make her feel bad for being a superhero, and even feeling bad for trying to help people.
Yeah.
And she's such a good, like intricate character, and we saw quite a lot of her, to be fair.
Yeah.
And now I want to watch that Atom Eve episode.
Yeah,
When it came out, I was like, I'm all right without. I don't need to watch
Yeah,
this. I'm all right. It's just spin-off money sort of thing, but I'm more intrigued to watch that.
Yeah.
Now,
we also got a little bit, and only a minute bit, of Mark's best friend, the gay best friend,
yes,
and his other half.
I can't remember what happened there either.
So his other half got taken, didn't he? And he got thingied in his head. He got an implant in his head to make him
Like a
attack.
robot supervillain.
Yeah.
Okay, by Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Who did not return.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
come back.
I wonder why.
Shocker. Shocker. But I liked that we got a where is he now? And there was a bit of character development there because again, I'm so sorry about the names. I don't know them.
Okay.
Man on the ground who keeps dying.
Donald. Donald's story was the best story.
Donald's story is amazing.
I love Donald's
and the fact
story.
that he came and he said, I know more than you think, and then he
Yes.
opened his shirt and
Yeah.
showed him and he was like, so you're not the only one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a bit of a turning point for him as well.
Yeah.
So I like everyone's got quite a deep character progression going on
Yeah.
in their own way. And again, this all adds to the story because it's not just like here's the beginning of the story, middle of the story, end of the story, each episode. It's overarching, and we are following them through.
And I like how intricate we are getting with
Yeah.
those stories. It's like to have such a detailed story about Donald. Do you
with
know what I mean?
cartoons, a lot of things can be thrown away very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just renewed for the next episode. And I like the fact that that's not the case.
I found it tough though, in a way.
Go on.
And I know we got like, and this isn't a negative. It's just me. Maybe other people didn't have this problem, but it's like there were bits. So at the start of the episode where we started really getting into Donald, we got the little very, very quick previously on Invincible sort of thing, and then when the gay best friend's other half came in, we got a very, very quick snippet at the start of that. We even got something at the finale about that dude in Egypt, the mummy type thing, something like that as well. But I couldn't remember in enough detail what those previous stories were.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who watched Invincible season 1 twice to write an extended review of it and then covered it in a podcast.
Yeah.
And then listened to that podcast while I edited it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I was like so into that detail.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't remember this.
Yeah.
And I had to go back and read things and check things and stuff like that. And I don't, by all means, that's not a negative. It's just how you're not used to it going into that much detail with. It might be the fact that it's been a while since the first series came out as well, but how much detail they've gone into with these characters. It's a massive plus, but I also think a bit of a hindrance as well.
Yeah.
But as I said, going into that much detail, Donald's great. I don't know why Donald's not some sort of superhero yet, because clearly he's super strong. Why is he not in the Guardians?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see that potentially happening. But yeah, it's great.
And I'd love him to still be like everyone in superhero outfits.
Oh, and just him in his suit with his glasses.
Like they've all got their fancy names, and like, and who are you? Donald.
Yeah, just Donald. Don't change your name. Don't change your name.
I love it. But yeah, no, I just found that everybody moved along and nobody was left behind at any point.
No,
everyone's stories progressed in some way.
There were no weak links.
Obviously, we had Monster Girl, didn't we?
Yeah,
and Machine
Rudy.
Boy.
Yeah, Monster Girl, Machine Boy, Rudy.
And they're like,
which I couldn't remember as well.
I did remember all of that.
I didn't remember Rudy was a clone of Rex.
Yeah.
Until like 2 episodes in.
Yeah, but do you know what was really funny? When when we got the 20 years in the future, Guardians, and he took the helmet off, and I was like, "Why does that look like Rex?"
Yeah.
And because for a minute I had forgotten that he was.
But then she called him Rex.
Oh, did she?
She called him Rex. Yeah, she said "shut up, Rex" or something like that, rather than Rudy. So I don't know whether it was future Rex in the robot suit. Don't know, because from memory, wasn't the robot? Robot was like
a robot.
No, but he wasn't. He was like a brain. Wasn't he like a brain, like brain/body in a jar, and he cloned himself?
Yes.
Yeah. So he wasn't just a robot. He was a human being who controlled the robot, but he didn't have a body.
Yeah.
Because we saw him die at the start of episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah.
And then he cloned himself a new body and went and basically cloned himself from Rex. And I think Rex was fuming the fact that he copied his body, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But that opening of season 2, where we saw Mark and Nolan just tearing through.
Oh my god, I was like,
that was amazing.
Have I missed something?
I was exactly the same.
I was like, what
Yeah.
has happened? I forgot that happened at the beginning.
But it went on for not too long, but it went on for
Long enough.
a long time to make me go, where is this going?
Yeah.
Is this like an alternate universe? It did get me straight into alternate universes, to be fair. But
well, I thought he was dreaming.
yes, that's a good shout as well.
So when it first happened, I paused it and I looked to see it said season 2 episode 1. And I was like, okay, I'm in the right place. And I carried on watching it and I was like, is he dreaming then? Is this like what would it have been like if I'd have said yes to him in that moment and then we go back to him on the mountain?
Yeah.
Which essentially we did go back to him on the mountain.
Yeah, we did
in the end.
With all his teeth growing back.
Yeah. But I was it totally threw me at first and I was like, what the hell?
An amazing way to start the season.
Yes, 100%.
Because it's just like bang, gonna hit you hard.
Can we also talk about my favourite thing of the whole series?
What?
The intro.
What
That it's
do you mean?
always everybody saying a sentence that leads to the word Invincible.
It was the same in series 1.
I know. Well, in the first season, it was blood splatter, and the further along you went in the series, the more blood was on the screen. Did you notice that
in the series 1? Yeah.
And now this one, obviously,
now season 2, it's breaking away to the black and blue logo.
Yeah,
because Mark is going to get a new suit. I think he does in the comics.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's like whole new suit.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit realistic, as in like he doesn't only have one superhero costume. He has another one that looks very similar and is black and blue.
Right,
and it's just another one, and he swaps between the two because
Why
multiple clothes. Do you know what I mean? We
Yeah,
don't all wear the same thing, so I think that's where they're going with it.
Yeah.
What did you think of the cameos in the finale? So we got Agent Spider.
Loved it. Okay, I thought it was Arachnakid.
From what?
I don't know. I just thought
no, it was Agent
I was guessing.
Agent Spider. I think it was
because it called him
no,
Prof
'cause
Ock. So I was like, so it's not Doc Ock, it's Prof Ock.
No, I think it was.
And then
I'm
I saw
sure
the A, so I just went Arachnakid instead of Spider-Man.
Josh Keaton, who used to voice Spider-Man in one of the Amazing Spider-Man cartoons.
Okay, yeah.
He was him, but also, you know the jogger at the start of the episode.
Yes,
that was Josh Keaton as well.
Was
so there was
it?
all this stuff about So if you read the comics, you know that at this point in the comics, Mark goes into all these alternate realities.
Right.
And in the comics, it's Spider-Man. It's not Agent Spider. It's Spider-Man and Doc Ock because they can do it with rights to comics.
Right.
They agreed something with Marvel, and he fought alongside Spider-Man. So
amazing.
I get the impression that everybody knew that this was where it was going.
Yeah.
It's announced that Josh Keaton's in this episode, who voiced Spider-Man. People like me, because every time I pause it, because it's on Amazon Prime, it comes up with who's voicing people at that moment on screen. So I paused it like 2 seconds in and assumed some people will have left it on.
Yeah.
And the jogger is Josh Keaton. And I'm
amazing.
like, seriously, is that what they've done? We've brought Josh Keaton into the episode.
And that's all
and we've made him the jogger 2 seconds in. We're not getting Spider-Man. And then we got Agent Spider, still also voiced by Josh Keaton. I was like, great.
I prefer the name Arachnakid.
Very good way of teasing you if you were looking out for it.
Yeah.
We also got Batman. But we didn't see him. We got a Batman,
and
which again was in the comics.
Off at that one.
Yeah, he was in the comics as well, in the alternate reality. Yeah, great. You can't fault it.
No.
For not being able to put Spider-Man in because of Sony rights and cartoons and all that sort of stuff. Somebody said it was the problem. I've read it a couple of places today, and I didn't even think about it. That the problem with getting him in Spider-Man in the show was because of the rights are with Sony. But the rights aren't with Sony. The rights to cartoons are with Marvel. So it must have been Marvel who said they couldn't do it. I think everyone's just jumping on the bloody Sony pain in the arse sort of thing. Yeah. The comic book rights are with Marvel.
Yeah.
To Spider-Man. Yeah. So it's only movies that Sony have got the rights to. But yeah, good. It was just those extra little added bits.
I did enjoy that. As soon as that happened, I went, okay, loving it.
Yeah.
Feeling
amazing.
It. Yeah.
Didn't even need to, literally said nothing. Didn't even have to use the words Batman. Didn't say anything. Completely like pushing it to the very, very limit of what they're probably able to do legally. Yeah. But it got it. But there was another moment as well in one of the previous episodes where we went to the Comic-Con and he's talking about like, oh, this is a dead good way for us to save money on animation. We just like cover people's mouths and all that sort of stuff, and and then we'll do a big panning shot, and you think people are moving because it's far enough away, but if you really look, no one's moving. It's just one long shot.
Yeah,
and it's like it's so meta.
Yeah.
But great
it's
at the same time.
Like that self-awareness.
It's like we're in on it, but we're not.
No, but yeah, I did really enjoy that.
I thought.
But do you know what I've got to say though? So Prof Ock looked like a mix between Doc Ock
And Galacticus.
No,
Oh.
I was gonna say, I was going totally the opposite way. Mojo Dojo.
You did a little bit.
Because it was the big metal
Yeah, that's
head
why I went
thing.
Galactus, yeah. No, it was
Just made
good.
me laugh.
I really enjoyed that.
I did enjoy that. I thought it was a nice little nod.
Anything else big? Any massive moments that you can think of?
Massive moments. As I say, it was so fast paced, but in a good way.
Yeah.
We actually, there was a lot to take in on the series, I think.
I did, yeah.
And so
it didn't go where I necessarily thought it was going to go.
No.
I thought it was going to lead to a big Viltrumite battle somewhere, and it never got there.
No.
But that's not negative.
I did like the fight with the woman. Viltrumite.
Oh, yeah.
With the cruise ship.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
But again...
There's a lot more. She's gonna come back.
Is she?
I read, yeah.
Okay.
I've read. I'm not gonna spoil it.
She frightened me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Gets
very
rough, I think.
I was gonna say it seems like it would, but I mean he played her well because you said you're obviously here for a reason. So I know you're not gonna kill me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which I quite liked, but I liked the whole cruise ship, and I liked the fact that it was what's it called? Kaiju. I mean, I went to say Jaeger. Then
I nearly said Jaeger in my head. I was about to go Jaeger. It was a Jaeger because I knew you were trying. I could see that you were trying to think what are they called, and I was like, I'll say Jaeger in a minute, and then I was about to go, and I was like, no, it's a Kaiju.
Jaeger's Pacific Rim, innit?
Jaegers are the robots that fight the Kaiju.
Right? Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you said a Kaiju, I was like, okay, loving this. Yeah. And then
I love this show though because it's got superheroes, and then it's all like just randomly, it's a kaiju attacking attacking a cruise ship.
I love it. But no, that whole scene. I mean, I say fight. It wasn't really a fight.
No.
It was very one-sided the whole time. But I really enjoyed that.
But it surprised me because he held his own against the Viltrumites on Thraxa.
Yeah, I think she's particularly strong. Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting seeing how because again I don't know the comics. I don't know how hard Mark is going to get because he's not on the same level as Nolan whatsoever, clearly. And clearly Nolan's a lot bigger, a lot older.
Yeah.
I assume they get stronger, they get older.
Is he going to grow a tash, by the way, Mark? Because all the male Viltrumites have tashes. Have you noticed?
Yeah, they do, don't they?
They've all got daddy tashes.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh so much. When
maybe that's the secret to the power.
When he was getting punched and then he got picked up by the two blokes, I was like, they all look the same.
Maybe he just needs to grow a tash.
Maybe
he'll be super powerful.
That's the source of their strength.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe Anissa's is just bleached. Really well bleached so he can't see it. But it's going to be good. I don't know to what point he's going to get. I assume he's going to get to the point where he's like stronger than Nolan and he's just like ultimate.
Yeah.
Because Alan must be getting there now. Because Alan's
I think that's why they've... I think for the story, I think that's why they've buffed up Alan.
Oh, yeah.
So that they're a duo, so that there's a little bit more to the fight.
Because we'll put it this way, right? So Mark held his own. So when the Viltrumite attacked Thraxa, Mark completely held his own there. Yeah. So I'm just sort of gauging power levels. I don't think Nolan found it like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
That was a tough battle for Nolan as well.
Yeah.
Mark was probably a little bit less powerful than Nolan in that battle. That Anissa is in a completely different level above Mark. And Alan, I get the impression, could have taken her out fairly quickly because nothing that she was throwing at him was doing anything to him. The punch in the face did nothing. He hit her back and it was like she is shook. And then when she thought she'd knocked him out, it was like it was not phased in the slightest. It's just let's pretend so I can get in there now. So I'm really intrigued as to how powerful Alan now is.
Yeah.
It's going to be dead good to see him carry really on going forward.
Intrigued.
But yeah, I thought really, really good series.
Yeah.
I wasn't not excited for it, but I was kind of like, Invincible 2's here. Do you know what I mean? But I've really enjoyed it. I just think it was a little bit let down.
Just a little bit anticlimactic at the end.
I wouldn't say it necessarily took away from the series.
No.
But I would say that every episode that I watched up until that finale was a solid 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I'd probably put the finale around a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have that big thing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that season 3 is very close. Though.
Yes.
I get the impression it is very close.
Okay.
So I'd probably treat this as a bit of a mid-season finale, even though it is the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I'm looking forward to season 3.
So am I.
Should we see what listeners think? Should we pod fans assemble?
Yeah, let's do it.
Pod fans assemble.
Okay, so we asked you, what did you think of Invincible Season 2 finale? 4% hated it.
Okay, this is only the finale. This we asked
This
about.
is it, yeah.
This isn't the whole
Sorry, yeah.
series.
Just the
okay,
finale.
sound.
So
Yeah, okay.
4% hated it.
Fair play.
22%
Cornflakes, Rice Krispies, like what you like.
22% said it was okay,
Okay,
but it meant overwhelmingly 74% loved it,
amazing, good.
which
I think it deserves.
I'm in
a
that
love.
74%.
I'm in the. I thought the finale was okay, but I think to a degree, the rest of the series bumped it up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get you. We Need Roads podcast said, I think it's not as shocking as Series 1 yet, and also the mid-season break really killed its momentum for me. I'd agree with that.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you had to wait so long in between part 1 and part 2.
I'm glad I watched it all in one.
But I like the weekliness of it. I like the fact that I was waiting 7 days to find... Yeah. Mr. Page YT said, does great job of adding to what the comic did so well.
Yeah, I feel like I need to... I don't read comics. I don't have time to read comics.
Yeah.
I don't have time to go and watch Godzilla. But yeah, I feel like this would be a good comic.
Yeah. Hot Drop said, I think it needs... I think it gets more hate than it should. Was a great season and sets up Season 3 perfectly.
Okay.
So it sounds like there is a plan on what Season 3 is. And if you've read the comic books, then you know.
And they can see it
working
absolutely spot on to it.
Because they know what's coming. They're going, okay, I can see
don't want
this.
to read it now.
That makes me a little bit more excited about it, to be fair.
Yeah, me too.
Invincible fan said, I think it does a great job of adapting the comics, but I have a couple of disappointing things. Okay. One, I think the Spider-Man thing could have happened, but I get the Sony thing. We think it might be the Marvel thing rather than the Sony thing because it's the comics.
Yes.
But agreed, get it. But I still like how they did it instead. You know, if you can't, can't do it with Spider-Man.
I don't think it took away
because you all knew what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And with the voice actor as well, like everyone got it.
Yeah.
So I like that, to be fair. 2, they should have teased the blue suit being made.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is a blue suit.
Yeah.
And 3, Mark is scared to tell Eve, which kind of made me mad. He must tell her then.
Yeah.
In the comics.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Got to get there.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have just told her, but at the same time, it's just standard TV movie story. It's like, don't just do it straight away. Let's lead into it. There'll be
Invincibles,
a massive
Rachel and Ross.
Exactly. Exactly. Spoilers.
Nate KS said, I wish I had read more of the comics to understand what was really going to happen, but I enjoy this show more than any other Amazon show. The setup for Atom Eve should have happened at the end of the episode, but I'm glad it didn't, because now I'm going to be more invested in Season 3.
Yeah. I can't wait for Season 3. Looking forward to it now. Like it.
Sheldon Pink said, it annoyed me. I didn't want the episode to end because I knew it was the season finale, and now I have to wait impatiently for the next season.
It won't be long.
As they meta showcase last episode, can take a long time to put together. But it was so good and emotional as usual. Just me? No, I fully agree.
It is bonkers how emotional this series can get.
For a cartoon, yeah. For an animation.
Yeah.
Like,
it's as much as I don't like all the gratuitous blood and all that sort of stuff, it's quite a deep series considering how much it goes.
I feel like you get a lot more shock value with this, and I'm not talking about the gruesomeness of it and stuff like that, but I'm talking like the deep levels of emotion in it. Like, somebody will say something or somebody will do something and you go, are you messing? Like, and it actually affects you a little bit.
It affected me, and we didn't talk about it, but Thraxa, like those bug people, the Thraxans who only live for a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's like, when I can't remember what her name was, the Nolan's new wife.
Yeah.
He's having to give up Oliver to Mark because it's like, I'm not going to be able to see him grow because I only had him 6 months ago and now I'm almost dead.
Dead in a week, yeah.
Exactly, and that hit me quite hard. That was like, that's deep. For a cartoon that's all blood and guts, to have moments in it that are that deep.
Yeah.
Is very, very good writing. Because normally when you get movies, like, even if I compare it to The Boys is probably quite gratuitous. Probably not as much as this because it can't get away with it. No, because there's a level that you can't. Yeah, there's a level that you can't go past because it's not a cartoon. I still feel like it has to be a little bit more.
I mean, it's hit some levels, The Boys.
I know, but I still feel like this could get away with more. because it's a cartoon. You put it this way, right? You wouldn't have, even off camera, somebody murdering a kid in front of his dad and the blood from the kid splattering everywhere. A kid.
I feel like they'd do that.
I don't think The Boys would even push it that far. But I don't feel like The Boys, even if it did, has got this level of emotional
The Deep
depth.
Shagged an Octopus.
I know, but that's just that. But it's not got that level of depth to it at the same time. I know it's got some like quite deep moments, but it's not on this. It's not on this level. It goes. It pushes more towards the gratuity.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's got like love stories in it and stuff like that, but it pushes more towards that. Whereas this seems to go like completely one end of the spectrum and then into the deep love story, kids and all that sort of stuff. It's good.
No, I like it. Geeky Nate said, another great season. I'm hoping that we get more spin-off shows for the other characters.
I don't want any more.
Got an issue with spin-offs.
I hate spin-offs. That's why I didn't watch Adam Eve. But I feel like I could watch that now.
Yeah.
Although
But spin-offs in general.
Kind of love a wreck show. Rexplode. I could do. Do you know what? I could do a Rexplode one shot.
Could you?
Yeah, I don't want a whole series.
If they did a short for each origin story of the characters, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because like Monster Girl first finding out when she's an adult, because obviously she
ages backwards,
reversed age, but like that kind of thing I'd find quite cool. The moment that she notices she's actually younger than she was before.
Full on Benjamin Button.
Yeah. Like that kind of stuff I'd be like okay with if it's a one half an hour 40-minute episode or something.
That's what Adam Eve is.
Yeah. But
then it's hard because if you do too many, it feels like you're doing them for the sake of them. It's like Marvel Legends. Do you know what I mean? It's like the first couple that we got on Disney Plus were quite entertaining, and then it's just like, look, it's just content. Yeah, and that's when it gets boring because if they've done Adam Eve and everybody like that, if they go and do a Rexplode, then they'll do a a duplicate, then they'll do a Shrink and Rain. It'll just be like, I don't care about these characters that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it gets lesser and lesser as you go, doesn't it?
No, I get you. Day and Night Time said, great season ending. Wish Alan got more screen time.
Yeah, Alan needed another episode.
I love Alan.
I've just sat there and slagged off spin-off episodes, but I could do another Alan episode as well.
Paul said, disappointing at least for me.
Fair play.
But
I'd
love to know, but I'd just love to know why.
Yeah.
Like it give me a little
but
something.
I assume it's look how good this season has been all the way through, and then this is if this is opinion on the finale itself. I totally get it. Yeah. I was a bit disappointed. Didn't think it took away completely from it, but it was a bit of a meh. Feeling from me.
No, I get you. And then Mark's Prevost said, terrible. Took all the time, and the animation felt worse than season 1. The story definitely wasn't there. They have us 4 crappy episodes, then took a huge break to come back and give us 4 alright episodes. Now who knows how long we've got to wait for more. Invincible is trash now.
Ooh, that's dark.
But I mean, you've said it felt worse than season 1, so it sounds like you didn't really enjoy season 1 either. This is the point where I'd probably go outside. No, but you know what I mean. Like,
I know what you mean.
You're not feeling it.
No.
I mean, you've used the word crappy, so you've really not enjoyed the first 4 episodes at least. I mean, it's not for everybody. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's absolutely fine.
I assume as well.
Not for you,
maybe this commenter is like all like balls deep into the comics and loves those comics, and that's just not again, living up to what the anticipation would be.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's no issue with that at all. But yeah, maybe just don't watch season 3.
No, don't watch season 3.
I don't want you to be upset anymore, Marks. And then that's it. That's everybody.
Don't go to Marvel if you don't like this.
Yeah. maybe go to
WrestleMania's this weekend.
Oh my god, not WrestleMania. Jesus Christ. Can't even cope.
It's so much better than anything else at the moment. I'm not even kidding. It is. Right, that's us. Should we do patron shout-outs?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds. So thanks to Geeky Nate, Kenneth, Richard, Jessica. Move my iPad. Avid Gamer, Sheldon, and Michael. I couldn't read it. The arm for the microphone was in the way. For supporting the show, patrons get exclusive access to our bonus show Into the Podverse with new episodes every month that we release episodes. We've already said this month we will be at some point doing Batman and Robin, loads of Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions. Yeah, get on it. There's a link in the description. You can go and join the Patreon. You can join as a free member. You don't get anything as a free member, but you can just join as a free member. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You can see what's coming. suppose you can see things when they're released, and then you can go, do you know what?
Basically,
That's when I want to
getting it
jump
for free
in.
means you just get the teasers. So
Yeah, but
this is what you can get.
Yeah,
Look at what you could have won.
Exactly, yeah. Fitted kitchen, speedboat, all that sort of stuff. Right, other than that, though, thanks for listening. I've written, don't forget to come back next week. Don't know if we'll be here next week because I don't know if there's anything out, and I'm not just going to sit and do a podcast for the sake of doing a podcast. If something happens, if something releases, if the Joker 2 trailer is absolutely phenomenal, maybe we'll be here to talk about it. If some other shocking kick-off casting happens on Fantastic Four, maybe we'll be here to talk about it. Maybe they'll make a dog Galactus. I don't know. Something random. Just to stir people up. But cornflakes are Rice Krispies, people. Other than that, though, don't forget to follow us on X and Instagram for the latest updates on the show and calls to action for next week's Podfans Assemble. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you follow us on your favourite podcast platform and leave us a rating or review on Apple or Spotify. The more ratings we get, the more 5-star ratings we get anyway. The higher we got the charts and the more people find the show. Other 100%. Than that, though, I'm done. Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to go and prep for WrestleMania.
Fair.
It's happening. You need to watch it, Anthony.
It's
so
probably
much,
good, you know.
It's not, I promise. It's so much better than like Marvel at the moment. Storyline wise,
no.
Listeners, tell him if you like the wrestling. Tell him how good the stories are at the moment.
Honestly, I'm all right.
I'll drag him into watching. All right, Sam. See you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Week after. Bye.
Bye.